This is the MOBC, My Own Boxing Community. Please like, share, and subscribe.
You know, the heavyweight division is giving us some good fights, and they've been giving us some good fights lately, right? With Usyk versus Fury, we had Dubois versus Miller, we had Zhang versus Parker. Lately, the heavyweight fights have been really entertaining, okay? And this is what the heavyweight division needs. The heavyweight division has always been the king of the division, okay? And when you're the king of all the divisions, right, you have to bring some good fights, right? And throughout history, the heavyweight division has always gave us really good, entertaining fights with the big guys. And when I say big guys, that includes the Rocky Marciano era, the Cleveland Williams era, right? That era too, right? The Jack Johnson era, Jack Dempsey era, okay? These are the big boys in boxing, right? Heavyweight, okay? Anthony Joshua and versus Dubois is another one of those fights. This is one of those fights that could potentially be a Ron Lyles versus George Foreman, a Michael Moore versus Burt Cooper, right? This could be one of those fights. Tommy Morrison versus Razor Ruddock. These are the big boys now, okay? And I know a lot of fans, and these are the silly, immature fanboy fans who are like, who cares about this fight when Usyk beat these two guys? What a immature, silly comment. Those type of boxing fans are just fanboys who got the Usyk poster on the wall and they're splooging to it, right? They're splooging to it, right? Shooting all up on the wall. Those are those type of fans. Here at the MOBC, strictly boxing, no politics about boxing, no racist stuff about boxing, only boxing, okay? That's what you get from here. This is a good fight. This is a 50-50 fight on paper, okay? And I know that Anthony Joshua is favored to win. But let me tell you, if Dubois wins this fight, it's not an upset. All right, guys? Anthony Joshua has lost already 3 times, okay? He's lost already. The days of it being an upset is no more. Same with Dubois. He's lost already. He had a broken orbital bone. Okay? So, there is no upset in whoever wins this fight. Don't let the media and the bookies and all them tell you that, oh, it's an upset if Anthony Joshua loses. No, this is not an upset. He's already lost before. One of them by stoppage. Okay? Dubois has lost by stoppage before. Okay? Twice. So on paper, this is a 50-50 fight. In my opinion. Okay? In my opinion. Now, when you break down this fight in terms of who is ready and who is hungry for this fight, I think both of them are hungry. I think Anthony Joshua wants his redemption. Anthony Joshua is a legacy fighter. The guy has a dream, and he's stated it over and over again from the beginning of his career that he wants to become an undisputed champion. All right? And just because he lost to Usyk, he is still going. He's still trying to make that happen. That's what boxers do. And a lot of you boxing fans out there don't understand that just because you lose doesn't mean that's the end of your career. And we see that with both of these guys, with Dubois and Usyk, right? So when you look at the situation with these two, right? You look at Anthony Joshua's comeback trail after losing to Usyk. Now, the second fight with Usyk was a lot more competitive than the first fight, but he still lost. But it was a lot more competitive in that fight. And then he comes back with the pick-me-up fights, the confidence builders, right? So I think he fought that guy Franklin, and then he fought Otto Wallin, he fought Hellenius, and then he fought Francis Ngannou, right? Now, Francis Ngannou isn't the type of fighter that's going to prepare you for someone like Dubois. Ngannou is not a professional fighter. He's not a professional boxer. The fight ended in 2 rounds. We saw this, okay? So those type of opponents that Anthony Joshua faced, they're okay opponents, but they're not opponents, in my opinion, that was better than Dubois' comeback trail after his loss to Joe Joyce, right? So he had a couple of easy fights. I can't remember the guys' names, but he had a couple of easy fights, and he went on a KO streak, like 3 fights in a row or something like that, right? Then he fought Usyk, right? In my opinion, I've stated this before, Dubois got cheated out of a stoppage. You get hit on the belt line, it's a legal shot. It is not a low blow. If you get hit on the belt line, it's a legal shot. It's not a low blow. That is the rules in boxing. Usyk went down. The referee called the low blow. It is what it is. Usyk came back and won. Okay? Stopped him. It is what it is. In my opinion, Dubois got cheated out of a victory. Okay? Then after that, he faces Miller. Miller is a better opponent, in my opinion, than Hellenius and Ngannou, right? But not by much. And then he fights Filip Hrgović. Now, Filip Hrgović was a guy who everyone was hyping up. They were saying he's going to be this world champion, and he's going to be, a threat. He's possibly going to be undisputed, so on and so forth, or whatever, right? Dubois beats him. Now, a lot of people were saying that was an upset. To me, it wasn't an upset. Okay, I picked Dubois to win that fight. To me, it wasn't an upset. Okay? The reason why it wasn't an upset to me is because I didn't think highly of Filip Hrgović. Okay? He's slow. He has slow feet. I thought Zhang beat him. Okay? So, I'm not surprised. That wasn't an upset. Okay? People think it's an upset, but it really isn't. When you think about it, it really isn't an upset. All right? It was a lot of hype behind Filip Hrgović. He's not that guy. All right? He's not that guy. Okay? So, with these 2 guys, this is going to be a good fight. This comes down to who wants it more, who has the more stamina. I think both of them have good power. Both of them are big punchers. I favor Anthony Joshua in that department. In terms of fighting off the back foot if he have to, I favor Anthony Joshua in that favor, in that category. In terms of a ring generalship and setting up your shots, setting up the right hand, I favor Anthony Joshua in that department. In terms of stamina and physical strength, I think it's 50-50, slightly edging Anthony Joshua on the stamina tip, but I favor Anthony Joshua on that. But I do, in terms of physical strength, I think that both of them are equal in terms of physical strength. And I believe that when it comes to setting up shots, when it comes to throwing good feints, I favor AJ on that, right? So who do I think is going to win this fight? Well, I said in the beginning, I was saying it in lives and other shows that I thought Dubois was going to beat AJ. But after watching some of the last fights, and even though Dubois has fought better competition on the comeback trail, and just the way that AJ sets up his punches and throws his shots, and the way that he can fight forward and going backwards, I think Anthony Joshua is going to win this fight. I don't know how he's going to win this fight. I don't know if he's going to win by KO. I don't know if he's going to win by TKO. I don't know if he's going to win by decision. But I do believe that Anthony Joshua will be victorious in this fight. Again, if Dubois wins, not surprised. It's not an upset. It's a 50-50 fight in my opinion. But I just think Anthony Joshua has more tools to beat Dubois. Salute.
This is the MOBC, my own boxing community. Please like, share, and subscribe.